Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out for what I'm sure you're all excited to see. So I'm just going to give you a caveat. This is the Kool-Aid you want to drink. So these are videos produced by Epic. The first kind of does an overview of how provider training should look before go live. So since we've got a lot of questions about that, I figured that's the first thing I would start with. And then the rest, some of it was information that came out after the more recent upgrades to sort of say what's new and what's changed. And what I'm intending to do is like show them. If anyone's got questions in between, we'll stop. These are usually like a minute. And the beginning ones are about 3 minutes to tell you sort of a new overview from an inpatient and outpatient and surgical standpoint. And then they're like 1 minute, quick, like this is a cool thing you can do. There are a few things talked about that we will not have, but there are very few actually. So I'm going to start with the training overview.
Hi, I'm Chris Maps, one of the physicians on the clinical team at Epic. I'm here to give you an overview of what training will look like for you on your new EHR. The training program has been specifically designed to give you the information you need in the most efficient and effective way possible. Let's get started. Much of your initial training will be done remotely using e-learning, so you can review the content when. These lessons walk you through core
training thing doesn't even work. Boy.
Okay.
Don't worry if you're not, if you don't.
I'm going to back up a little.
And others don't.
so you can review the content when and where you want. These lessons walk you through core Epic concepts and include interactive workflow simulations. The clinical scenarios shown might not apply directly to your practice, but you'll learn the basics of how Epic works. If you're a veteran Epic user, feel free to watch only the lessons you'd like a refresher on. Then work with your training administrator to take the required pre-class assessment. If you're new to Epic, these e-learnings are an essential part of your training. Later classes will assume you've watched and understood them, so watch a lesson more than once if you need to. During a lesson, use the table of contents to jump to any topics you'd like to see again. After you've watched the necessary lessons, you'll take a pre-class assessment. This helps ensure that everyone's on the same page in the classroom and allows your instructor to cover certain topics more quickly, slimming down the time you need to spend in the classroom. Next, you'll attend class for specialty-specific training, where you'll put all the concepts together and walk through your unique workflows. After class, you'll have more time to practice and will complete an assessment for your specialty. You'll also get your login information and start fine-tuning the system so your favorite orders, note templates, and more are waiting for you at Go Live. And then after Go Live, you'll get more efficiency tips through lunch and learns, Thrive sessions, and brief videos. You'll also continue to refine your settings as you become more familiar with the system. And of course, reference guides, exercises, and other supporting documentation will be provided both during and after class. If you want this material earlier in your training experience, just talk to your training administrator. Whether you're a veteran Epic user or you're new to Epic, this is an exciting time for your organization, and we're proud to be partnering with you. Thanks for watching, and my best to you throughout your Epic journey.
All right, a few things that are still that pre-class assessment. There's some going back and forth about how that's going to happen, so don't hold me to that. Anybody else? Any questions going forward? So I think you may have all heard me say that we really need the rest of the system to get an upgrade so that when we go to something and don't have to change the look of Epic 3 months into starting. And there's a lot of movement on that, and it looks like it's going to happen. So cross fingers. I think Ann said 90-some%. So this is kind of storyboard, that new upgrade.
Before you see a patient, it's important to know their story. With Storyboard, get the pertinent details in a nutshell and dive in for additional info when you need it. No matter where you are in the patient's chart, Storyboard stays put. Storyboard adapts to your role and setting, but always follows the same general pattern. Use it to answer common questions like, who am I seeing? What should I know about her? Why is she here? What's happened recently? Anything else I should know? For any unanswered questions, you can always search from right here. Think of it like a search engine for the chart. Now that you've got the lay of the land, check out how Storyboard is tailored to a number of different roles and settings. Let's look at some examples. In outpatient, review care gaps and quickly address them. Or click here to review pertinent information, all from one place. In the hospital, time mark results and quickly find references to the principal problem in the chart. In the ED, review a patient's acuity, location, and total time at a glance. Leading up to surgery, see any outstanding tasks that need to be completed along with other details about the case. Storyboard presents information in layers. Glance at it for basic answers to your questions, hover to see more information, and click to take action. For example, when you see this icon filled in, there's a specialty comment on file. Hover to read the comment and click to edit it. This area provides other key notifications at a glance. Here are a few examples. To remind yourself what an icon means, just hover to discover. So that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for future videos, send us an email.
My children were rating these by levels of cheesiness, and the more cheesy, the more stars they gave them, so they get pretty cheesy. Less so when they actually have physicians speaking, so.
Hello and welcome to Epic 2018. I'm here to take you on a tour of what's new for physicians and advanced practice clinicians in the inpatient realm. Let's get started. During MedRec, medications you reconcile are queued up alongside new orders in the sidebar. It stays open throughout the process, which makes it easy to see what you've already done and keeps your orders in view if you jump to another area in the chart. If you need to add new orders, you can do that right in the sidebar at any point. You'll see these changes anytime you're doing MedRec, during admission, during discharge, and during transfers. Discharge MedRec got a facelift too. It's easier to distinguish home meds from hospital meds, identify earlier ordering decisions, and see how things will appear on the patient's after-visit summary. It's also easier to order complex prescriptions on discharge. If a patient needs to ramp up or taper a med, or take one dose in the morning and a different dose at night, enter all of the details in one order, so it's easier for you to place, easier for the pharmacist to fill, and easier for the patient to understand. Panels let you quickly place related orders together. Now, you have the power to create your own panels on the fly, right from the order's sidebar. Create as many panels as you need to save clicks later. Have you ever mistyped when entering an order? Now when this happens, the system helps you out with some educated guesses. As you're placing orders, you'll now see how much an order will cost your organization, helping make a more informed decision that can reduce the cost of care. You might see the actual cost or relative cost. A refreshed patient summary makes it easier to digest information as you get up to speed on a patient, without digging further into the chart. See intake and output, a visual representation of a patient's LDAs, and trended vitals and lab results. Hover over a data point to see additional details. The notes activity also got an update. Your list of notes is here in a skimmable format that's easy to sort, so you can quickly find what's most important to you. The note text is here, with subtle color coding and more space, so you can see more information with less scrolling. When you're on the go or doing rounds, take advantage of some exciting features on Epic's mobile apps. You're already able to select orders from your preference list and sign them on the go. Now, as you're rounding on a patient, you can also discontinue active orders right from your tablet. And remember, if you want to see the results of an order right away, even if they're normal, flag the order on your tablet or workstation. You'll see a message on your phone, tablet, or even your watch when the result is in. In Epic 2018, use templates on your tablet to complete routine notes with just a few taps. Search for the smart text or smart phrase you want, and then tap through the lists to fill in the details. You can also take advantage of speech-to-text on your smartphone. Just insert a placeholder in your note when you're on a workstation. Later, open the note on your phone and finish it up wherever you happen to be.
We're not going to get there.
Starting in Epic 2017, you could chat securely with colleagues using a mobile device. Now, you and the nursing staff can see these chats and reply to them right from a workstation, so you can stay in the loop wherever you are without pulling out your phone. Thanks for joining me for this look at Epic 2018. Check out the website for more information on new features.
Joe, we're not gonna get the
Secure chat.
Okay, but we're gonna
We're
get
taking the dictation, the contract is signed, so we will have nuance, which is the same thing we have now in PowerChart Touch, the same engine, but for Epic. So. They get shorter after this one.
Hello, and welcome to this quick tour through Epic 2018 for outpatient physicians. There's a wealth of information in your patient's charts, and in Epic 2018, it's easier to quickly see the most important info for each patient. As your staff finds something relevant for the visit, they can add it to the patient's bookmarks for you. Bookmark anything in chart review that you want at your fingertips later, even scans. Reacquaint yourself with the patient faster by reviewing your last note, whether it's a progress or consult note, or a discharge summary. When you're looking for info in the chart, you want the full picture. In Epic 2018, information that was recorded at other organizations is pulled into a few key places. You'll see outside information in Chart Search, outside lab results in Chart Review, and outside images on the Media tab in Chart Review. No more waiting for them to be sent over. Placing orders just got easier with the Visit taskbar. No matter where you are in the chart, you can enter, view, and sign orders at the bottom of the screen. After the orders are signed, sign the visit in the same place. To make ordering even faster, save a group of orders that you routinely place together as a personal order panel. It's also easier to order a med with complex dosages. If your patient needs to ramp up or taper a med, or take one dose in the morning and a different dose at night, enter all of the details in one order so it's easier for you to place, easier for pharmacists to fill, and easier for patients to understand. When treating a patient's pain, you have more info available to help you make safer decisions. The patient header lets you know if a pain agreement exists. If there's one on file, you'll also get a reminder when ordering opioids for that patient. If a patient is taking opioids, a new report calculates the morphine equivalent daily dosage for all of their current prescriptions. Find this info in order reports, chart review, or the patient header. Have you ever mistyped when entering an order? Now when this happens, the system helps you out with some educated guesses. When associating diagnoses, pull in items from the problem list right from the grid. Complete routine visits on your tablet with just a few taps. Start by reviewing the patient's chart, then choose a visit diagnosis. When you're ready to write your note, pick a template and just tap through the lists to fill it out. You can also place orders, pick a level of service, enter charges, and sign your visit, all from your tablet. Take advantage of speech to text using your smartphone. Just insert a placeholder in your note when you're on your PC. Later, open the note on your smartphone and finish it up in the time it takes you to say, well, whatever you need to say. The schedule layout makes it easier to see your day at a glance. The status bars show you which patients you've seen, who's waiting for you, and how the rest of your day looks. Use the snapshot to get up to speed quickly. You can already mark a patient's allergies, meds, and problems as reviewed in one place. Now, their history is included too. For your more routine visits, certain express lanes and smart sets might be really close to what you need, but not perfect. Now, save a copy and adjust these tools to be just right for you. And finally, let's check a few items off your notes wish list. Want your cursor to start at the top of the note? It does. Want to copy forward a line from a previous discharge summary or consult note? You can. Want to remove an entire note writer section from your note? Just delete it. Thanks for joining me for this look at Epic 2018. Check out the website for more information on new features.
Questions? Anybody?
Joe, can dictation only be done from the phone? You can't do it on the tablets?
Yep, you can do it on the tablet as well.
Okay.
It's actually the tablet, so the difference, PowerChart Touch is the same on either. The tablet in Epic is more robust. So you can see radiology and do a bunch of stuff on the tablet that you can't do on the phone. So.
Are we getting dragons?
So Dragon Medical 1 is it's the same company, Nuance, that we will have embedded in Haiku and Canto. But we are not getting standalone Dragon Medical 1. What we're getting is the license for us to use it on mobile devices. Bob, did you have a question?
Yeah, question. You said tablet. Is this iPad?
iPad. Let me get back to you on whether it's also Android. But it's definitely, for sure, you can use it on an Android phone. So I think that you may be able to use Canto on an Android tablet.
No, I'm thinking just an iPad. Tablet.
Yep.
Okay. So I can put orders in an iPad?
Yep.
Right.
And MedRec on an iPad, which you can't do right now.
Can you still dictate on a smartphone if you want, or do you
Yep.
have a tablet instead?
You can do either or. So you can have, so Haiku is on your phone, Canto is on your iPad or tablet, and Limerick is on your watch. Sorry. Okay, so this is I made a mistake, but this is how everybody now has access to these. So if you go to Epic and you go into the user web, you'll actually have to do your SSM sign in to get in here. All of these things are available under WeLearning. There's 814 of them. I'm not going to do them all today. And I teed them up in the ones I thought were most relevant.
Joe, are we still going to be able to have access at home?
Yes. You can, SSN, it's provisioned by the entity, and SSM allows you to access from home.
Along those same lines on Apples and Macs and PCs, or just one of them?
On any of them, because they're Citrix, as long as you can get Citrix on them. So iPads work, Apple and PC.
As you prepare for your first case of the day, you also need breakfast, or at least coffee. No problem. With Haiku, write your interval note on the go. Your schedule shows you all of the cases and their projected start times, so you know if your OR is running ahead or behind. Open your first case and review the most recent HMP. Looks good? Tap Add Interval. Your default interval text is pulled in, which works well in this case because the patient's condition hasn't changed. If it had, you could quickly modify the note. When you're ready, sign the note and move on to breakfast. Haiku keeps you up to date with notifications on things like patient flow, staff assignments, and intra-op messages. Here's a notification that pre-procedure is complete for your patient, so you know when to head to the OR. When you're ready for surgery, let the entire team know by tapping the flag on the schedule. After surgery, you can complete your op note on the move too. Open the dictation activity, press record, and you're done before you get to the elevator. Now hopefully we have saved you enough time for an extra cup of coffee. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for future videos,
So now there's a button on the
I'll How cheesy was that?
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
yeah, is that how that works? It is in the 10 stars one.
Dictating as you're walking down the hall. Right.
Hi, I'm Epic TS Patrick Cheney. In this lesson, you'll see how to review patient results from your mobile
This is
device.
more what the e-learning looks
You can see the
like.
same details on your device as you can see in hyperspace and follow up on results immediately from anywhere. The features covered in this lesson are available in Haiku and Canto. I'm waiting for a flight at the airport when I receive a call from a colleague. She noticed some abnormal result values for one of my patients. I'm already logged into Haiku as a physician. I'll open the patient's chart and find his labs. I'll open results and check his new BMP. Because this is a numeric result, it's shown in a table view. To toggle between relative and absolute dates, I'll double tap the date row. Icons indicate important details about results. You can tell this is a new abnormal value because it's marked by a single exclamation point. Results with new critical components are marked with 2 exclamation points. The pencil icon appears for an edited result. The RR icon appears for a change in reference range. The paper icon appears when there are result comments. To see this comment, I'll tap and hold the cell to open the tooltip. Notice the other information contained here, including units and reference range. You see the prior results in a table form, but it's easier to see change over time in a graph. To view a result as a graph, rotate your device to landscape orientation. Watch as I do that. The first 4 components are displayed, but I need to see the 5th. To show an ion, I'll tap below the other component circles. To view more component details, I'll tap and hold a circle on the y-axis. To see a point's value in reference range, I'll tap it and hold. I'll change the date range to 1 week. My colleague also wanted me to check on a culture for this patient. I'll rotate my device to portrait orientation, then go back to results. I'll open the new blood culture. Text-based results, like radiology and microbiology, don't have a table or graph view. Instead, they appear in reports. Component values always display in the result report. To view all available information about a culture, I'll tap the component name. None of these results we reviewed are problematic. I'll let my patient know. You have finished this lesson.
All right. Patient portal, you want to see that or keep going down? Patient portal.
Hello, and welcome to this quick tour of what's new in MyChart, Epic's patient portal. MyChart gives patients access to their health records and empowers them to take a more active role in their care. Engaged patients are healthier patients, so we've made it easier than ever for them to interact with your health system. And information entered by the patient online is time saved in the clinic or hospital. Let's dive in. Help get all your patients on MyChart by sending automatic activation emails or text messages. No staff intervention needed. When a patient without MyChart schedules an appointment, they'll get a reminder to sign up. As always, you can manually send patients an activation link if needed. Patients have questions, sometimes a lot of them. Spare some phone calls and messages by letting self-triage answer some of the basic questions for you. Using your organization's protocols, self-triage provides instant instructions and home care advice. If the problem is more serious, it can also recommend the patient be seen. This should save your staff time, get the right information to the patients faster, and help keep spots open for patients who need them most. When appropriate, Patients can even start an e-visit or on-demand video visit for more timely access to care.
We don't have that here.
For same-day visits, show patients the nearest urgent care clinics, walk-in clinics, and emergency departments, along with their current wait times. They can schedule an appointment for the next available slot or let you know they're on their way, which puts them on the list of expected patients. When scheduling less acute appointments, patients can speed through the process by saving their favorites. Going forward, they can easily make appointments with the same reason for visit, provider, and location. Scheduling right from the patient's to-do list also makes closing care gaps easy. If something's already on the books, they'll see the details so they know it's on track. Images and sliding scales help patients answer questionnaires quickly and precisely. Clinicians also see these visual responses, giving them a clearer picture of where things stand. Hello Patient leverages the GPS right on the patient's phone to detect when she arrives for an appointment. If she's completed all of her check-in tasks ahead of time, she can take a seat in the waiting room without even stopping at the front desk. With e-check-in, patients can save time by uploading images of their insurance cards and electronically signing documents. Your staff won't have to scan these in, removing potential registration bottlenecks and getting patients roomed even faster. Patients can do even more on the go with additional features available on the MyChart mobile app and mobile web browsers. While reviewing their records online, patients get a more complete picture with Happy Together, which pulls information from other Epic organizations into one centralized view. When patients need financial assistance, speed up the process by letting them complete an application and upload the relevant documents, like proof of income, expenses, and assets, right from MyChart. Thanks for joining me for this look at the latest MyChart has to offer. Check out these resources for more information.
Are we getting that mobile check-in for the patients?
I believe it's getting piloted. It ain't gonna be here when we start. And right now when they start, there's gonna be a lot of stuff they need to do at registration. So.
Your most valuable time is your time with patients. If you spend a few minutes pre-charting before the visit, you can save time when it matters most. To start pre-charting, just open the visit right from your schedule before the patient presents. It helps you get up to speed, start your documentation, and queue up orders. You can even get the patient instructions ready ahead of time. That's one less step for you to worry about when you're with the patient. Or, after a quick huddle with your team, your staff can get the ball rolling for you. When you sit down with the patient, your pre-charted work is right there for you, right where you need it. You can sign orders with one click, and your note is set up just the way you like it. And if the patient doesn't present, and here's the best part, Epic will automatically remove the pre-charted work for you. Pre-charting. Everyone runs faster with a head start. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for future videos, send us an email.
So the system decision is that it will go away after 30 days. So if the patient just cancels and reschedules, it's not lost. You could just have to find it from your other chart. So. This is basics again.
Did you know it's possible to keyword search a patient's chart just like a search engine? Chart search is a little box that can save you thousands of clicks a month. Think of it like Googling a chart. Search for anti-diabetic, ejection, HDL, or any other term. If your patient has a long list of cardiology procedures, you can get straight to the echo with a quick search, no matter which organization it came from. If you're reviewing information elsewhere in the chart, just highlight a term and right-click to search for related info. If you get a lot of matches, use the filter buttons at the top to zero in on what you need to see. To dig into the details, just hover. For example, hover over a problem to see relevant meds and labs.
Chart search can also take you to other spots in the system, like care teams, smart phrases, or even a smart set. Just wait a beat before you press enter. If you like shortcuts, use Control Space to get to chart search. Stop searching for patient info across the chart. Start using chart search. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for future videos,
So Epic feels like that is the most underused tool they have. Apparently only 17% of Epic users use chart search. So it's like super simple. You can, if you're looking for some buddies, you can search by physician. It'll pull up their old notes. Not our old notes, but just an FYI.
Having the complete story means you're better prepared to care for patients. Care Everywhere provides vital information about a patient's health, bridging the gap between different healthcare institutions and helping you make more informed treatment decisions. It proactively checks for outside information, which can come from a clinic in Atlanta or a hospital in Vegas. In Chart Review, see the patient's complete care plan, including problems, social determinants of health, and goals. If the information came from an outside source, you'll see the Care Everywhere icon. From here, see a list of past visits, phone calls, hospital stays, and more. Select one to review the summary of care. In addition to discrete data like meds and allergies, you can also review notes written by other clinicians. See outside lab results right alongside those from your organization, which gives you a more comprehensive view of the trends. To complete the picture, view X-rays, EKGs, and other reference quality images from outside organizations. Because what happens in a Vegas hospital shouldn't stay in a Vegas hospital. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas,
we're getting towards the end, and no one, I'm going to do some cool things that.
That's fantastic. I think the only thing with the Care Everywhere is you won't be able to see things with other organizations, like if they have Medicaid or Cerner. If they have Epic, I think you can see.
Right.
But if they have...
But everywhere around here has Epic. That's why in the last 120 days, we've only had 44 patients come in from a Cerner system out of everybody we've seen. So that's Freighter, that's UW, that's all of our SSM colleagues, that's data, that's, I mean, it's everything, it's local. So it should make a big difference. It also means there's going to be a lot more outside information to see, which may be a pain.
Have we decided how the education is going to be rolled out?
Yeah, so that was the very first one. So there's going to be, so it's, the planning is sort of the month, or actually 6 weeks beforehand, so it's the January timeframe. There will be a group of e-learnings pushed out that everybody has to complete. Epic recommends that there has been a sort of an assessment that you actually did that, and then there's classroom. What I'd like to use that assessment for is our test out option, where we can kind of see who can do things quickly and who wants to have a longer sit in the classroom, and kind of do it that way. And then there's the classroom training. It covers, you know, a broad inpatient, outpatient, off-time care plan. So it depends on what you need for your job, what components are in that classroom. So there's going to be a certain amount that we're trying to train providers with providers and keep up what you need to know and how you do it. And then after that, there's a bunch of, you actually get your login, which you really have already. So get access to our environment and be able to start personalizing things. So we'll do personalization labs.
So from a time standpoint, I mean, once, if you have any idea when you'll be out, like after clinic?
I have people's wish lists. I asked for people's wish lists. So I have people who want to do it during work hours. I have people who want to do it before. I have people who want to do it afterwards. The only thing I have is generally people do not want to do it in the evening. I think there may be one person. So, and then some people we asked how long you could tolerate sitting in a classroom, and that varies too. So from 1 hour to like 6. There won't be 6 and there won't be 1. So chances are we're going to do 2s and 4s. Is that a question, Ollie? No. Yes?
So how soon can we access reorder?
Now.
Now? Great.
So epic.com, seriously, and then when you get there, you want the user web. With the user web, it's going to ask you for your organization. So scroll down to SSM, and everything you use to get into your new computers, your new Epic ID, that gets you in there. So and those people who want to do more, you as providers, there is free classes offered at Epic. It's just a matter of asking for enrollment. But those are long classroom sessions. So for a refresher class, it's like a full 6-hour day. For the other ones are generally 2 days in a row. They're really cool, and the Epic campus is really cool, and it doesn't cost you anything, but it costs you time, right? So, but it's available. I was going to show a couple more people. I know people have to leave, so I'm not going to take it. That's right, that's the way I would arrive. So I think this is cool. It's getting turned on for testing in the system right now.
You put a lot of clinical information into Epic. Did you know that you can get it out later? Slicer Dicer is your self-service analytics engine. It puts patient data at your fingertips and empowers you to explore hunches and take action on them. Suppose you just met with a CHF patient who also suffers from depression. The depression makes it harder for her to do the things that would keep her out of the hospital. You start to wonder, are patients with CHF and depression admitted at a higher rate than those without depression? With a few clicks, you see that you're right. Now you have a hunch that a particular medication is putting these patients at an even higher risk of admission. Take a look at the 10 most common medications for these patients to see if the patients taking those meds end up in the hospital more often. You think these patients are good candidates for a high-risk patient outreach program. Create an actionable report so you or your care management team can follow up. There's a lot to explore in Slicer Dicer, but don't worry, an on-screen tutorial walks you through it. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for future videos, to paraphrase Tolstoy, each empty family history is a link, and each detailed family history is detailed in its own way. Visualize those histories and identify valuable insights across generations using pedigree. Say you're looking at a patient's family history. There's a lot of information that might be important, but it's hard to connect the dots. Open the patient's pedigree to get a visual representation of their family tree and their conditions. If these symbols are new to you, go here to learn more. Each color represents a different condition, so you can quickly see what's running in the family. Right-click a condition to adjust the color, which can help similar conditions stand out. If you're interested in a specific condition, hover over it to more clearly see which family members have been affected. And you can change your view here to see just the right level of detail. When you get more information from the patient, click a family member to add a condition, leave comments, or add an age of onset. For overall comments, add an annotation. If you need to add a new relative, do that right from the tree. You can even link right to that patient's chart for more details later. If you're starting from scratch and the patient has a sibling with family history on file, pull in the sibling's information with one click from pedigree or family history. The patient's pedigree is just another view of their family history, so any changes you make in one place will also appear in the other. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for future videos, have your mother's brother's cousin send us an email.
I've been saving you from some of the sheets at the end. All right, did anybody have requests for things? Otherwise, I'm just going to...
Did you know you can add high-quality images to a patient's chart just using the phone in your pocket? Have you ever struggled to find the precise words to describe something that you can see right in front of you? As the saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words, so an easy way to take clinical photos is crucial. Using mobile apps, you can quickly take photos without wires, memory cards, or bulky cameras. These photos are immediately available in the patient's chart for others to see, and you can insert them into your note when you're back on the computer. In fact, if you're using Canto, you can add them to your note from the same device. Now, if 1,000 words won't suffice, capture multiple images at the same time. This is great for documenting different angles of a mole for dermatology consult or for wound healing. Last but not least, use your phone or tablet to update a patient's photo if it's just a bit out of date. Smile. Images are uploaded to Epic right away and are not stored on your device. So that's one less thing for you to worry about. Haiku and Canto are available for Apple and Android phones and tablets, but maybe not this one. If you have suggestions for future videos or know where I can find a new phone,
If a colleague places orders efficiently in the exam room without affecting patient rapport, they probably have a great personal preference list. And like cookie recipes, it's better to start with a proven winner than it is to create one from scratch. To borrow your colleague's recipe, open the Composer by using Chart Search. You'll see a list of your own preference lists. Don't worry about those for now. At the bottom of the screen, click this button. Enter the name of the colleague who has the goods. Choose from inpatient or outpatient orders. Once their information appears, pick the list you want to copy. The orders list is typically your best bet. To sample the cookies before you borrow the recipe, just double-click here. Looks delicious. If you already have a list of your own, whether you merge or replace is important. Merging will add all of their orders to your list, which could introduce duplicates. Replacing will wipe out your list and replace it with theirs. If you don't have your own list yet, this won't matter. When you're ready, click Copy, and the orders from your colleagues' list are added to your list. Thanks for watching. If you have ideas for future videos, or you want a bite of this cookie,
All right, we are at 12:56. There's more here. Everybody has access to this. It's available right now. I think some of these are probably going to get pushed out at some point in time for revisiting. So here, you see it more than once. It'll take a little bit more.
Thank you. All right.